At the 2023 EAGE Annual Conference and Exhibition, geoscience and engineering professionals meet in Vienna, Austria, to discuss the latest challenges and innovations in the sector. With the theme of securing a sustainable future together, the conference focuses on key issues of energy security and independence and a sustainable energy transition. And EAGE TV is right here to show you some of the highlights of the conference. Welcome to Messe Wien and episode 1 of EAGE TV 2023. As attendees are arriving, we're here to find out more about some of the key issues this year. We catch up with the EAGE president, and we'll hear more about Denmark's push towards net zero. Plus, we're taking a field trip around Vienna to explore the geology of the city's historical buildings. As you can see, we have a really exciting programme coming up, so do stay tuned for our first interview here on EAGE TV. Joining me now is Jean-Marc Rodriguez, President of the EAGE. Jean-Marc, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Welcome to Vienna.
So what can they look forward to at this event?
I think we have been working hard for over a year, and now we have a very strong technical program, which is also followed by many workshops, field trips, and also we have now this year something new, which is a kind of panels, where we'll be putting some light on the key topics. That's basically part of the conference, but also expanding to other energy. We have always been seen as an oil and gas conference, but we are not. We are a conference about energies in general.
And what are your expectations? What would be a key sign of success for you at the end of the event?
We are very optimistic that we'll have a strong attendance. We have a lot of people and a good mix of participants from many countries, which is very important to us because we are European association, but we have a global footprint. More than 50% of members are from out of Europe. We are very pleased that they are back with us today.
And what are some of the main issues that you'll be covering this week?
We have been changing the organization of the EAGE, and that will be announced later today. So now we have a new set of circles because we want to, it's all about integration. So we'll have the Sustainable Energy Circle, which is a new addition. So basically taking into account the energy transition in general, with obviously the historical one, oil and gas, and near-surface geoscience, dealing with agriculture and groundwater. So this addition will complement the integration, and that's the motto of the EAGE, is that we are an integrated societies. So it's open, the skills are coming from different domains, and they are all working together. And that's the idea of the circles. So they are interlocking themselves, and they will be doing, we want them to be more and more overlapping, and that will be a success for us. And I think that's appealing for the members who are joining us, because obviously energy transition and climate change is one of the key topics for any scientist right now.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the energy transition. How can geoscientists and engineers contribute to that energy transition?
And in fact, it's an excellent question, because people are asking, well, are we part of it or not? And they are definitely part of it, because we are convinced that the subsurface that we are dealing with is really key to the energy transition. So people see the wind farms, the solar farms, but I mean, you need to get the critical minerals to make it happen, but also you need to store the energy, and store the energy is going to be underground. We talk about storing waste, like carbon capture and storing the waste, or even if it's acceptable, nuclear waste. But now we are also focusing on storing all this energy that we'll be producing from sun and wind farm, because as you know, it's not continuous, so you have to store it and use it when you need it. So you can't have a perfect grid for that. And that's really part of it. And all the experience and skill sets that we developed for decades in oil and gas are suited for this energy transition. It's basically 90% the same skills that will be used. So people can have, and especially it's appealing to the younger generation, they want to have a purpose and be part of how to fight the climate change. And they can do it that way.
And what ways, key ways is EAGE supporting members through that?
So we have introduced a number of training workshops. We have now around 20 of them dedicated to the energy transition in different kind. We have a very strong panel. We have an energy transition theater here in Vienna, so where the people can discuss these topics and engage on the different options. There will be also different panels around that topic too. And I think we are also announced this afternoon the creation of a new award, the Young Professional Sustainable Energy Young Professional Award. So that's basically to continue, so basically to encourage the younger generation, because in all honesty, everybody is targeting 2050 as a target to be carbon neutral. So basically, the younger generation will be the one who are going to make it happen. So I think they are the driving force behind, and that's the idea.
Well, Jean-Marc, just to finish in maybe one sentence or just one final thought from you, what would you really love the attendees here to take away with them at the end of the conference?
The EAGE is really dedicated to reach to the member, to offer this chance to be part of the energy transition, climate change, and that's a skill that we have been using for many years, are the one that's going to be used in the future. So there is maybe that's a disconnect, but people will be already enthusiastic to be part of it.
Jean-Marc, it's such a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great conference.
Thank you.
Innovation plays a vital role in geoscience, and organisations around the world are addressing some of today's biggest issues to drive the industry forward. Let's take a look at one of those organisations now, the Danish Offshore Technology Centre.
DTU Offshore is a Danish national R&D centre for offshore technologies. With the decision of the Danish government in 2020 to stop oil and gas production, we started looking at decommissioning the infrastructure, and we believe that the infrastructure can be reused for technologies such as CO2 storage.
We have combined the classical petroleum engineering experiment of core flooding with advanced analytical chemistry within the same lab.
We have these facilities and we create both fundamental understanding and engineering solutions.
We set up a dedicated department to take care of the maturation, also of the cooperation with the industry. We are here to help solve your problems together.
Technology and innovation are essential for the energy transition. Get in touch with us to hear more and get involved in our journey.
Now let's go on a field trip through the beautiful city of Vienna to learn more about its geological past.
The linkage between geosciences and architecture is very interesting because you get both aspects. We start here at the Messe Wien. We go by underground to the center of Vienna. People will learn to see different stones of different cultural periods, starting from the Roman Empire, Gothic Empire, the Baroque, and even from 19th century, and some modern building stones. So we make a time travel, which is about 2,000 years in human history and many hundred billions of years in geological time.
I chose this field trip to find out more about the source of the rock and all that made up this city.
I wanted to know more about the buildings in Vienna. As it's a very old city, I wanted to know about the origin, and I think this field trip will do that.
This field trip goes through what Vienna offers, and that's one thing I want to understand. I want to understand the place, the beauty of the place, what you have in structure, but then it also goes into understanding better of the field side of the geology side.
We're EAGE TV, your daily news show featuring discussions and interviews on the hot topics in geoscience from this year's EAGE conference and exhibition. You can catch us around the Messe Wien Exhibition Centre, on the EAGE website, on social media, and of course also on YouTube. We'll have new content every day, so make sure to keep watching. Now it's time to hear more from you, the delegates. What are you looking forward to most about this year's conference, and why have you come? Let's find out.
There's a lot of new topics and subjects, very critical subjects that we have in terms of energy transition, artificial intelligence. So I'm looking forward to see all the new technologies on this area.
I've come to this conference with the hope of getting a lot about the new technologies, what's happening in our world of geophysics mostly. And I've got big hopes because the world is changing, our world is changing, and technology are adapting, and I'd like to adapt with it.
Looking forward to seeing some networking with our peers, our industry peers, and finding out what's new and how we're going to face the future.
What I'm looking most to attending this conference is really to get a chance to look at both industry presenters and academia presenters. As a PhD student, I'm looking forward to forging mentorship opportunities and networking opportunities.
I think it's a great opportunity to be here, to learn from all the presenters here. This is one of the great conferences, an international one. It's my first time to be in EAGE, but I will make sure it's not the last one.
Well, that brings us to the end of our first episode from the EAGE Annual Conference and Exhibition here in Vienna. Tomorrow we'll be bringing you more insights on the latest developments on geoscience and engineering. Until then, you can keep watching around the Messe Wien and also online. And don't forget to subscribe and follow EAGE TV on social media. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.